This is by 3,193 miles.
Hello, welcome back to our
Hi.
podcast. We're gonna
I
touch
hope you enjoyed last week's episode.
was very different from the usual content we post, but I guess
From the usual from the past two episodes.
yes, it was very much of a change. But if you were interested in true crime, well, let us know if you want more, because we can
Please do,
definitely do
because
that. But
it's very interesting, but like it scares me kind of easily sometimes.
yeah, you changed filming locations because of it.
Yeah, because I don't lock my door that leads to the garden, and I always feel like someone's watching me, so I never have my blinds open
Mm.
because I always feel like someone's watching me, and that just made it creepier because half of those look through people's windows.
Creepy. No, there will be like another case of like what happened with the Anna situation, how there was videos of someone looking into someone's house. What's gonna be your house instead?
Yeah, I'll be like, oh hi.
But today we'll be talking about how the alignment of stars and planets, aka the zodiac signs, depicts every individual's mood, personality, looks, environment based on what time they were born, and depending on what placements you have within your birth chart shapes you as a person. Woo!
Very excited. This is such a nice topic to talk about. And even though I don't know much about it, I genuinely love it.
See, where I learned my information from was first from TikTok because it was starting to trend in 2020. I think summer of 2020. But of course, if you want to dig deeper, I went onto YouTube and learned more about it. And it's very interesting. See,
It genuinely is. But like, I've believed in it all my life because of my mom.
mhm.
She's like a huge fan of it. But I feel like I'm in it much deeper because she doesn't know her birth chart or anything.
Even when I was younger, since I have my sun sign in a Leo, I I kind of boasted about it. I'm like, yes, I'm a Leo, I'm this and that. But that's the only thing I knew because I didn't know much about a birth chart until later on in
Yeah.
life. So to find out that I had different zodiac signs, it was kind of complicated. But
Oh, it was so
yeah,
confusing.
it definitely was. If you try to teach a beginner, you're like, where do we start from? Because
I
that's
remember
how.
I went into cafe astrology because that's where I did my birth chart, right?
Mm.
Because and then I remember like I think it was last week, like recently, I got my sister's birth chart. Apart from her rising sign, she doesn't know what time she was born at. Um, I just like told her about her birth chart, and then she was so freaked out because it was so accurate.
And I just wanted to say before we begin, if you disagree with the idea of astrology, you are not welcome here. And just stop listening
Exactly,
because we don't care about your irrelevant opinion about astrology and how you don't believe that it's true. Because we do believe that it's true.
exactly. Unless you want to learn, unless
Mhm.
you want to learn.
And actually, um, I
I like
just
how I said unless you want to learn, but like we don't know like everything, and we're still like learning.
we're not certified astrologers, but just listen to us anyways. But
Maybe
I
Claudia, she's more experienced.
I I tried my best with any of the information I learned, and whatever
I
the
just
information stayed in my brain.
see for me, I like try to learn about it, but then I get distracted and just don't, and I procrastinate learning about it, even though I want to, because I find other things, and I'm always distracted by everything around me that I can never learn about the things I like.
Tough. Basically, there's two most popular charts. There's tropical astrology and there's sidereal astrology, but culture-wise, there's Vedic, Celtic, Mayan, Chinese astrology, Hindu astrology. There's a lot, but
Chinese astrology is so interesting because of all the like years and animals and stuff, but I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I was born in a rooster year. What does that mean? I
and I
don't
was
know.
born in the monkey year. Ooh, ah!
Yeah, I
I
don't know
think
what that
this
supposed
year
to mean,
is the
but
dragon. I think.
is it? Let me search it up. Tiger. It's the tiger.
Oh, it's the tiger. My bad. I just thought of orange. I was like, I think it's dragon.
I thought it was a rat, but I think that was like a couple years ago. I remember seeing something about it being the year of the rat. So
Good that you checked.
memory failing me. That's what it's
The
called.
most popular ones, like I said, is tropical, sidereal, and Vedic. But the key differences between them is tropical signs are relative to the sun and its position, while sidereal is mapped to the fixed stars. And the sidereal year is more accurate because it is more precise. But I guess you could choose whichever one you want to study, and I guess it's still
I
accurate.
personally know most about tropical because I didn't even
Mhm.
know the other one existed until today.
For tropical, I learned more because sidereal is just kind of
It's the
confusing as
most
of right
popular
now.
one.
But I guess we're gonna be exposing our
Yeah,
birth
the
charts today.
Celtic and the Chinese one. I forgot. I was looking at a celebrity's birth chart. I don't know if it was one of the serial killers or someone else, but I remember seeing something about the Celtic zodiac thingy.
For our birth charts, my sun sign is a Leo. My moon
Mine's
sign,
a
oh,
Virgo,
my moon sign is a Scorpio.
Taurus for me.
And my rising is a Libra.
Mine's a Scorpio.
So if we could just compare mine and Viv's birth chart for just our big three, compatibility wise, like friendship wise, of course, we both share Scorpio in our top three. So that could be kind of a connection because I have a
That's
moon
it.
in Scorpio and she has her rising in Scorpio. Then my Mercury is in Virgo.
Mine's in Leo.
My Venus is in Gemini.
Mine's in Libra.
My Venus sign is very problematic as in stereotype wise, but
Yeah,
and my Mars is Leo.
mine's Taurus.
Like now talking more in depth and going deeper into our birth charts, like we have kind of similar placements because, for example, Leo Mars and Taurus Mars, they're supposedly like hold grudges or something, and as in like talking about stereotypes, which I dislike stereotypes on a pretty high level because it's not quite true and it's
Kind
mostly
of match the Virgo stereotype just a bit.
I mean there's some parts to the stereotype that I'm like, okay, I agree with it. However, I think there's more stereotypes with underdeveloped signs and developed signs because, for example, I'm going to use a Gemini because lots of people dislike Geminis.
It's the easiest to use.
So a Gemini, you could call them two-faced because they can act one way to you, but another way to others, or like they talk shit behind your back,
They probably are
whatever.
just people pleasers, to be honest.
But as in a developed Gemini, I think they have a more fun personality because they could bring that fun side out of you and they could bring different personalities to the table and not just act one certain way to different groups of people. It's like they're very surprising, I guess, but not two-faced. So yes, Geminis, we do not hate you unless some people
We
do.
don't.
However,
Yeah,
I dislike Capricorns just for my experience with them.
same.
Like for women that have a Capricorn sun necessarily, Yeah, not very good because I just
For me,
there
it's
are
the men.
yeah the the
Actually,
thing
no,
with
both. Now that I think about it.
the thing with me is that most of my life I somehow had friends with Capricorn suns, but they never ended well. And it was just me always being manipulated by them. And then here I am with my mom having her Capricorn as her
My
son.
mother is a lovely Virgo, just as me.
How
Same
does it?
birthday things.
Damn. I have two parents. They both have Earth sun signs. So my dad is a Taurus and hers.
Wait, hold on. Let me check when my dad's birthday is. I don't know that. Right, I deleted all my WhatsApp texts. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's a Scorpio.
So just me being a fire sign child and an Earth sign family. It's rough out here. We're talking about our birth chart. The rest is my Jupiter, which is in Virgo.
Mine's in Libra.
My Saturn is in Cancer.
Mine's in Leo.
My Uranus, which I don't know. Viv said I said it wrong last time. I said Uranus, but then I checked the pronunciation and it said Uranus. So I'm saying as Uranus now. Uranus. It doesn't sound right to me. I like to say Uranus more because then it doesn't sound like I'm saying Uranus. But besides the point, mine is in Pisces.
Mine's in Pisces as well.
Oh, we share one placement. Neptune is an Aquarius for me.
Same. Aquarius.
And last but not least, I have my Pluto in Sagittarius.
Me too.
Again, I think it's because of the years these take place in, because sometimes Pluto changes. I don't know how many years it changes, but like, for example, the sun sign changes every month, right? So the different planets have different times where they change their signs. The last planets we were talking about, they change very slowly. They said up to like 15 years. Not sure how accurate that is, but that's what it told me. So that's why for like the last three placements, we had the same one because it changes through each sign slowly.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't know that actually.
Within our birth charts, we also have houses. And for 1 through 6, it deals with our inner work. And from 7 to 12, it deals with the external world. And within these houses, we also have different signs ranging into them. So you could just tell like how long it probably could take to become a certified astrologer. Like, it's
I don't know
definitely
my houses at all. I don't know how to find them out because I don't understand the circle birth chart thingy.
Mm.
I
I mean, I use Nebula. Oh my God, Nebula, please sponsor. Hashtag not
I
sponsored.
have it as well.
The first house is your ascendant, which is our rising. And it basically symbolizes basic personality traits such as your physical appearance, temperate behavior, and relationship to life. And it's also the first impression the person gives. But that could also relate to your midheaven. For me, my midheaven is Cancer, which
What's that?
basically your midheaven is what you also show to the world, but mostly social media wise. So it could mean like how you post as a person, how people see you online. And also, what kind of makes sense is for my sidereal chart, I have my sun in Cancer, my moon in Libra, and my rising in Virgo. So it's quite different from my tropical birth chart, but I guess I have some similarities in Cancer in that I could relate to the Cancer sign. Which, why was it even chosen for a zodiac sign to be called Cancer? Let's talk about it.
Because it came way before the sickness.
Yeah, I know,
Not
but it's just
sickness,
it's funny
the
how
tumor.
there's a term named Cancer or zodiac sign.
Yeah.
But Yeah, and there's many symbols for these zodiac signs. Cancer has a crab, Scorpio has a scorpion, Leo has a lion. Virgo, I think, symbolizes a woman. That's
Yeah, because Virgo, I think it was like it means pure or something.
virgin.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I don't know because in Latvian, Virgo is jaunava, and it just means like a young woman. So basically, Virgo is a young woman.
Uh, Libra is a scale because, like, I guess they're indecisive, kind of. That's a stereotype. Sagittarius is a bow and arrow. Capricorn is a ram, I think, and a Taurus is a bull. Pisces is a fish. Girl, what else?
Isn't Gemini like two fishes?
No, that's
What?
Pisces. Two fishes is
Oh,
Pisces. Gemini, I think, is just two women. Like I've
I don't know.
I actually meant that Aries is a ram and then Capricorn is a goat or something. I don't know. Those two are like quite similar.
Yeah, Capricorn is a goat.
Okay. And then I think I said all of them. Wait. No, Aquarius is a pot, like a some type of pottery filled with water. I don't fucking know. Something with that. Yeah.
Liquid.
And then these zodiac signs are split into three groups: mutable, fixed. What's the last one? And cardinal. That's the last one.
Oh, those. Yeah, yeah.
The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Last but not least, the cardinal signs include Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Now I'm going to read the definitions of each of these groups because you could relate to the other zodiac signs that are in this group. So, because of the cardinal signs, they are referred to as the leaders, trendsetters, and idea people. They are visionaries. They are able to tolerate new beginnings and change and are able to make things happen out of thin air. I did not know this. I'm just now learning about this while making a podcast
Me too.
episode. Mutable signs have the power to enforce an intelligent and positive spin on any situation, bringing it to a sound conclusion. Often referred to as the chameleon of the modalities, they are the most flexible and adaptable of the three signs. And then the fixed signs follow these plans through with their eye fixed on the prize. Known as the doers of the zodiac, they are hardworking and are great at carrying out the plans manifested by the cardinal signs. They love creating to-do lists, are trustworthy when it comes to executing plans, thrive off momentum, and they are focused on dedication. It depends. It depends. I mean, with my
It just depends on
explanations,
the person.
yes, you could take pieces of the information I just told you and like I guess mix it within your own life. And it doesn't have to be 100% accurate because it definitely isn't, but it's because each person's life is different and you could describe it within your own terms and how you would like to describe it.
It's very much so your understanding of everything and not a logical understanding. Because it's not like something to do with medicine where one meaning means
Mhm.
that's the meaning. It's very much interpreted.
That's where like the fun is at because it doesn't have to just be this one definition. That could be many.
Yeah,
And that's like,
because like each website and everything, each book, each website, each YouTube video will say something very similar but completely different.
mhm,
There's like similarities obviously with everything. You just have to find the similarities and work around them
mhm.
to find your own meaning of everything.
And like the learning experience of
That's the
astrology.
fun part.
Yeah. Could be confusing at first, but once you get a better understanding, you're like, okay, now I think I have the hang of this. So now I wanted to go into the misconceptions there are about astrology because many people think that cusps are real, and that's a pretty big astrological myth because some people are like, oh yeah, I was born at the end of a month. but like it was also the starting of another zodiac sign. So basically, I'm both an Aries and a Taurus, but it's not possible because the sun can't be in two signs at once. There's like no in between period of a zodiac sign. To make
No.
so
It's
if
like one, two, like when the sun changes signs, it just changes them instantly. It's not like
so basically
a progressional thing.
if you don't know what time you were born at, if like you were born exactly at the end of a zodiac sign, you have to know your birth time because then you could find out if you were born when Taurus season began or when Aries season like was almost about to end. Because you could still most
Yeah.
probably be an Aries. But if your argument is that you feel more of a Taurus, it's because it's probably within your birth chart or
It
your big
probably
three.
is, and it's probably one of the big three, yeah.
So that's why you might like relate to one sign more than another because you act out those traits more than your sun sign, for example. And that you could have a Taurus rising, honestly, because rising signs change every 2 hours. So the probability,
Actually,
the probability is that you're acting more as your rising than your sun sign because sun sign is more ego and like the
yeah,
brain. And then your moon sign is emotional,
it's your
like
feelings
emotions.
and
Yes.
need.
Let me go into my lovely book of information that I wrote down myself. Your Mercury is communication, and my dog's barking. Now my dog wants to interrupt me. um, Intellect, organization, cleverness. Venus is romance, sensuality, charm, creativity, beauty. Mars is drive, aggression, motivation, competitiveness. Jupiter is optimism, abundance, growth, risk taking. Saturn is discipline, work, ethic, restraint, structure. Then after is Uranus, which is innovation, originality, liberation, rebellion. Neptune is compassion, imagination, subconscious, spirituality. And Pluto is control, power, intensity, death, afterlife, and transformation. I just went
I
through a
seen
lot right
some
now.
TikTok, right, like a few days ago, and I don't know if it's true because I couldn't be bothered to research it, but apparently with your birth chart, you can find out what your future job is gonna be like and all this and that, like about your future and about stuff like that. And I don't know if it's true.
I feel that there's more of a likeliness of what job you
What like
might like.
field?
I
It's like
guess they're talking more about traits because if you're a Capricorn sun, right, you might be more into business. But I don't know, like I said, that could be also dealing with stereotypes. But like I said, you could still decide what type of job you want. It doesn't have to be what's best for your zodiac sign. Like if you're a Capricorn, you don't have to go into business. Like that's totally
yeah, the girl was just like it can show your future career, life purpose, past life, karmic connections, trauma, and the purpose of your relationships with any person if you want.
there's also another placement and it's called Lilith. And that like interests me the most because I guess it's like the dark side of you because there's a like a yin and yang
Yeah.
sign to you. So I have mine in Gemini. That's what I know of.
I love that Lilith is like the representative of like the dark femininity and all, because Lilith is literally Lucifer's like wife or lover
Yeah,
or
she's a
whatever.
goddess. And
Yeah.
she supposedly had a bad past, and that's why she took her revenge on men. So, girl boss.
Yeah, I don't know. Because something, I don't know if it's true or if it was a dream or something. I don't know. But like, I said, God, Lucifer and Lilith both were fallen
Mm.
angels, whatever. But they were like banished from heaven or whatever, and that's why hell became this whole thing and stuff. I mean, I kind of believe in that because like
Mhm.
hell wouldn't just like randomly appear. Why would like God or whoever creates that make one for good and the bad? Because isn't like
Mhm.
I'll use Christianity as an example because it's the one I'm most familiar with. Jesus says
Mhm.
God forgives all, and that's why Jesus died
Yeah.
for our sins. So wouldn't it sense that there's no such thing as hell.
There could
That's
definitely
not astrology.
there's some truth to everything, I guess we could say that. But
We'll never know until
yeah,
we
die.
yeah.
um there's feminine and there's masculine energies, and lots of people like to argue that like you could only be like 100% feminine or like 100% masculine, and that's not true. We all have both feminine and masculine energies within
Exactly.
ourselves. It's what balances us out as
Yeah.
people.
You need a perfect balance of both to be an okay person.
I personally have 50-50, which is perfect.
I
But
don't know what I have. Somewhere. It's
that's what it
somewhere there.
says for me. In my lovely booklet that I wrote down in, these planets
Your notes are
also,
so pretty.
thank you. The planets are ruled by certain signs. So the sun is ruled by Leo, the moon is ruled by Cancer, Mercury is ruled by both Gemini and Virgo, Venus is ruled by Taurus and Libra, Mars is ruled by Aries and Scorpio, Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius and Pisces, Saturn is ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, Neptune is ruled by Pisces, and Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. Now, why I'm telling you this is because when the planet is ruled
Okay.
by its most important zodiac sign, like the sun being ruled by Leo, it's its most strongest placement. However, if you
I
have a
thought I had a strong placement, but I probably don't. That was probably a dream.
if you don't have a planet with a strong placement, for example, if you had your Venus in Scorpio, it's supposedly a bad placement because Venus doesn't mix well with the sign Scorpio, and that can make you dependent on people. Or you could have your Venus in Capricorn, and that can make you cold to love. Like I said, those
Yeah.
are stereotypes,
Obviously,
but
each sign has its pros and cons in
mhm,
whatever planet it is in.
it's just you could have
Because your
more of
moon
a
sign can
stronger.
make you like very emotional or like
Mhm.
not emotional at all.
Yeah,
That.
there's many strong placements and there's very weak placements. Like for especially
I
since I have
probably
my
have very weak one.
especially since I have my Mercury in Virgo, which Mercury is ruled by Virgo. I guess I like to talk pretty professional wise, and if I mess up on my speech, I repeat myself. I don't want to sound not well spoken, so like I try to like repeat my sentences if it didn't sound correct. So that's like one of my traits, I suppose. Or
Basically, you have good communication skills.
yes. And then a placement that I don't like personally is my Gemini and Venus, which I think it doesn't really affect me that much. But I guess I could be picky. I have respect for myself and I know what I want. And yeah, if
You
you
have
don't interest me,
standards, and that's all that matters.
I have high standards. And if I'm not interested in you, I'm not interested in you. And moving along.
Exactly.
Another misconception could be, since a zodiac sign starts at the end of the month and like goes on for another almost full month, people want to separate themselves into two groups, like being a July Leo and an August Leo, which I think is kind of silly, but I guess it's because they just want to say which is better when you're like
Yeah,
literally the same sign. Like
well,
I don't get that.
exactly. It's the same sign, but then again, it could be something to do with how the months affect you because each month has different properties and everything, obviously.
But it's just like funny when I go into
People,
TikTok comments and they're
people,
like,
yeah,
July Leos are better. And I'm like, okay.
it's the same sign. No, because I feel like people will like look into astrology, right, and be like, oh my God, July Leos have these properties because of July. Or like they'll look into like each property of each month and then be like,
Mm,
this is why July Leo is better than August Leo, or August Leo is better than July Leo. I don't know the opinions people have. When in reality, it doesn't matter really. Like
yeah.
each like because the month properties don't affect your birth chart. They affect you as a person as a whole. No. a birth chart.
Yeah. I just feel like people want to argue for no apparent reason. Like,
Yeah, and it's mainly on TikTok as well. And actually, it's only on TikTok. I've never seen it anywhere else. That's
well,
just me personally.
some parts of
Probably
Twitter,
people on Twitter as well.
yeah,
Yeah, and like
your minds
probably
think alike.
Reddit. But like, who actually goes on Reddit?
I
People in
don't
school.
really use Reddit.
I remember these two boys in my history class. They started talking about Reddit in history, and I was just like, what?
It's creepy how there's like groups created for women's nudes and stuff, or like nudity, not safe
Yeah,
for
it's
work. I'm like,
it's so
oh.
bad because like, sorry, there's little kids on the app.
Mhm. Actually, no, I think they say you have to be 18 plus to continue.
Like, you don't really have to verify much. Because I feel like with verification of age, like you would need like a passport or a driver's license or something
Mhm.
to verify that you're over 18, but they do not do that.
Well, I guess proceed with caution when you're on there. Proceed with caution when you're
Yeah,
on any app, especially. But
true.
with sun sign TikTok, there's lots of arguments on there with compatibility because, for example, they say, oh, a Gemini and a Scorpio shouldn't date, which because of their differences between one
Yeah,
another. And a Scorpio is a water sign and a Gemini is an air sign. I understand their point, but at the same time, you still have to compare both of the people's birth charts because definitely if they have some type of connection, it's because of their placements connecting within each other from their birth charts. And they have many similarities in that aspect. So while their sun signs could not be compatible, it's most likely because their moon signs or rising signs connect the most.
yeah. That's just people on TikTok that really
Mm.
aren't gonna listen. If they see something, they're like, this is 100% true and stuff. Such young people are on there, obviously. They're gullible. They're really gullible.
Mm-hmm.
So they will believe most things they see.
Yeah. And the people just like gathering their information only from TikTok, you're definitely going to have to relearn some stuff because people can just be making up shit for views and likes, of course. And then later to find out that it was just for that reason, just to gain popularity, you're going to be distraught from the fact that you believed in whatever they said. And then to find out that it wasn't true, you're going to be
Yeah, I remember I
disappointed.
used to be like just on like astrology and like witchcraft TikTok, right? Like that
Mhm.
side. And then I believed like half of the stuff. And then I looked into it and I'm like, this doesn't add up.
Also, with like me finding out that I have a whole birth chart and to find out that my moon is in Scorpio, I'm like, oh shit. That makes sense on why I'm so emotional. But at the same time, Scorpio moons are like supposedly mean or something like that. But it's mostly on the emotional
I
side.
don't understand how because you're not mean at all.
My
And I
Libra
don't know anyone
rising.
else.
Oh, and also my mother shares a Scorpio moon too. So even more chaoticness in this household. But I wanted to share my little story time on why I think men are whores if they know their birth chart. Because, okay, I was just talking to this guy and somehow we got onto the topic of talking about astrology. I probably brought it up, of course, because it's one of my many big interests. And I was like, do you know your birth time? And he's like, sure, let me go into my notes app. First of all, why do you have it in your notes app? What bitch told
Maybe
you before?
no, I'm sorry. This is what I don't like about people being like, if you know your birth chart for a man, you're a whore. Because some men can genuinely be interested in astrology.
I know what you mean, but like he had it in his notes app. He didn't have one astrology app. Why do you have it in there?
Because I have my birth like time and everything in
Mm.
my notes app. Because I always forget it. And I deleted Nebula for storage, so, and I have to get it again because I had to update my phone. So I deleted like loads of apps, and I'm
But
getting
Vita
them back.
defending men instead of me. That's quite no, I'm kidding. But no, I understand what you mean. Of
Yeah.
course, men can be interested in astrology. There's nothing wrong with that. But you could also know their intentions. And the guy that I was talking to, who was he? A player, of course. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
No, see, honestly, if you talk to them about astrology and they don't show any interest in astrology, obviously then they're like,
hmm
why do you know your birth time? Because
Yeah.
you won't get asked for your birth time ever
hmm
unless it's for astrology purposes. I feel like, I don't know. It's because on TikTok, everyone's just like, oh, any man. And they don't think about the ones that are actually interested in the topic of
hmm
astrology. Or maybe they have family that are like astrologers or something.
We just, I guess, connect with astrology, but then later to find out that, that
Obviously,
should have
she had
just,
no interest in it.
yeah, that should have been my first red flag. But oops. We learn and we move
It's
on.
okay, yeah.
We grow from that. Since we talked about like TikTok spreading sometimes misinformation about it, there was like a whole controversy with the app CoStar. That was an astrology app, and I remember what happened was the way that they showed your birth chart, it was so out of order, like it didn't make sense. And instead of showing the houses from 1 through
12.
12, um it like showed random numbers like 3, 8, 6, 7, and it was just so confusing, more than like a normal birth chart you would see when going
Yeah.
on a website. And also the creators of the app weren't even astrologers. So how can you make an app without even being an astrologer in the first place? And like there were
This is why I
somehow
like Nebulas. You can even buy sessions with like astrologers,
Mhm.
palm readers, and everything. Oh my god, I really want to get a palm reading, but they're so expensive. I
I
was gonna
want
get a tarot reading in town, but it's €45.
I wanted like there's also psychics on the app, but I don't know. I'm broke.
Same.
But
No, because at that moment I did have the €45, but then I was just like, why should I spend €45 on something this useless? Not,
mhm.
it's not useless. Like realistically, I was confused, and that would have given me clarity. But I was just like, no, I'm gonna make myself emotionally suffer and not do it and spend my money on useless things. I think I spent it on food.
Back to CoStar. Also, the creators of on the app were supposedly racist and all this other stuff. But I wanted to go download it myself to see. And this was like a few days ago. And they actually changed the whole setup of the app. So now it doesn't even show like your houses. It just shows like what your sun sign, what your moon sign is in, what your rising is in. They don't show anything about houses. So you can't even get really into depth with that app. It doesn't make sense. Just download a different app.
Just download Nebula.
Yeah. See, if this would be sponsored, we would sell them. I swear to God.
Please sponsor us. We love you. Mwah.
CoStar, if you have it on your phone, delete it ASAP. Why do
Delete
you
it.
why do you even still have it? Like you should know by now. It's
Maybe they didn't know about the controversy.
yeah, I know. But
Genuinely, I didn't even know that app existed until like 5 minutes ago.
the thing is, I feel like there's also many apps similar to CoStar that I haven't found yet or other people haven't
Oh,
found.
probably.
Yeah.
Because I feel like ever since it got like big on TikTok and like Twitter, that's like where it gained fame the most.
hmm
People have been like, oh, I can make profit off of this, and just like, don't do research, don't do accurate things. They just code a website or an
hmm
application.
And they just put the
There you go, pay for this.
basics they could find on
Yeah,
any website. Or they just basically
exactly.
copy off of another website and create their own app out of
That's
it.
why you should go to Cafe Astrology for a website if you do not have storage for Nebula.
Very good tip, Bib.
And tarot cards became really popular along with
hmm
astrology, and it was so sad because people started like just buying them and not using them, and like it's so, or like not using them correctly,
hmm
or they buy oracle cards, or I don't remember the names of any others to be honest.
And they're not
And
like
like
educated
thinking,
on it.
yeah, thinking they're tarot cards, but they're completely different meanings. I'm pretty sure it was the oracle cards that my mom said are dangerous if you don't know how to use them correctly.
Mhm. Honestly, anything can be
So
dangerous if you don't know how to use them correctly, of course.
do
But
your research,
yeah,
people.
also with like people doing tarot card readings, sometimes they might not even know what the tarot card means and they might make their own meaning of it.
Yes,
I saw one person take the Three of Swords, I think, which is the heart with three swords in it, and they said,
yes.
love is going to come towards your way. The imagery on the card doesn't even show that. It literally shows like heartbroken, stabbed in the heart. Do you think that means love is coming in? I mean, they probably even knew that themselves. They just wanted the views and likes. I'm like, oh no. Please don't believe into that. Like,
I really want tarot cards, but I will only ever get tarot cards from one shop. The energy in that shop is just beautiful, and
mhm.
I love it. And ooh, I forgot I have eyeliner on. And I just need my tarot cards from there.
I have
I
my
know.
own deck of tarot cards and oracle cards, but the amount of time it takes to like recognize and to study the meanings of these cards, because I think there's like almost 80 cards in a tarot deck, and like there's the major arcana, which basically says the meaning of the card on it, but there's other cards which don't have anything written on them. You just have to go based off imagery and what the actual meaning of the card is. So
And you have to bond with your cards.
hmm so it does take lots of time, and not many people are ready for it. They just want to buy it because they
Lots of
want to
time
become
and
a
practice.
witch. And lots of people were making like trendy witchy videos and like creating spells and stuff. That was
That truly pains me.
and they were just like cursing themselves and
Remember,
hexing people.
stop, because people were hexing people, but then the hexes would come back onto them because
Mm.
they didn't do it correctly. And oh my god, it was horrible.
Or they did it on a person that didn't even deserve karma. They just did it for fun. I'm like, yeah, no wonder you
Yeah,
got it back to you.
if, if you're gonna hex someone, first of all, be fucking experienced or get someone experienced to do it for you. And second of all, make
Have a
sure the person did something bad.
have a genuine
And second of
reason.
all, third of all, make sure you didn't do bad equally as bad stuff, right?
hmm
It's just so annoying. Like if you want to have some fun with witchy stuff, jinx someone because they are not really harmful unless you do it the wrong way.
hmm
But if you do your research correctly, you can do a little fun jinx that will last like a day
We're basically
and
like
protect yourself, people.
we're basically foreshadowing what our next episode is gonna be right now. But um just make sure you're getting your information from a right place and from a place
Exactly.
with good intentions, because many places are made with bad intentions and it could
Like
mess with your
your
brain.
best bet is to buy books because
hmm
books will go through many people, many publishers, not authors, editors, everything, where they make sure the information is correct and precise, and there will be no bias in it at all. So, and obviously, if a book is published, it's very good and correct if it's like based on facts. So buy books.
Viv is a bookworm, so she buys lots of books and gets her information from them. Like I said, I personally got them from YouTube because watching videos it's
YouTube
more,
is also a great way.
but like I said, you have to make sure like to look into comments or research about the person because
Of course. And if you do subliminals, research
oh
the whole
yeah.
account, comments, everything. Because I remember I would watch a subliminal. Well, was watching the subliminal, and I was scrolling through the comments, and people are like, "This is bad. This person,"
Mm-hmm.
because like people sometimes like decipher what the subliminal is,
Behind the
and one
song.
it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it was like a really bad intention and stuff, and it would ruin people's lives.
Yeah,
So
like there was a
research,
YouTuber had malicious intentions into like saying, "Oh, here's a get skinny subliminal," but behind it was like basically killing you slowly.
yeah,
And yeah, you just have to know that you're getting it from a very good source, because if you're getting it from a bad source, like the YouTuber I'm talking about, it could end up very badly and you could hurt yourself while being
exactly.
in the process of it. Also, like going back to tarot TikTok, in the beginning of its popularity, it was funny just to see how all the comments, I mean, still now to this day, are filled with I
Yeah,
claim, I claim, I claim. What are you claiming? These nuts.
stop, because I have TikToks right on my
Mhm,
For You page, and they're like, this person, your crush will text you in the next
mhm.
4 hours, and they'll confess their feelings towards you. Give me 4 notifications to claim it. People like that. I claim a positive energy. Oh my god, I claim.
With the evil eye
This is
emoji.
fake.
Bitches that own an evil eye
This is
necklace are the
fake.
most manipulative ones ever. That's a fact.
Unless it's like a part of your culture, obviously.
Yeah, but most of them, I can say
Most
some
of
shit
them
about them.
are, yeah.
They're like positive vibes
My mom,
only, but they're literally the negative energy. And also, there's like some rumors being spread that TikTok, Facebook, and some other social media apps are now going to silence,
Facebook.
are going to silence
What?
astrology, tarot readers, and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like seen less on people's feeds. But I don't know if they mean it as in like taking down the posts that are just
I think they're gonna
to just be
try and make a system into like acknowledging which ones are fake and
Mhm.
not true and which ones are actually done by real people and stuff that have businesses with that.
Yeah.
That's really easy though. So it's probably that's what they meant.
Even without this announcement, there were lots of TikTokers being banned for the content they were posting. It was just being like banned for like nudity, or it was like banned for an age restriction, but like there was no nudity shown in the tarot reading. Like I don't know. And then like you just see these other TikTokers like dancing around in bikinis and like literally not getting
Yeah,
taken down for
literally.
nudity. So I'm like, TikTok, are you acting blind around these situations, or you're just taking down whatever?
Literally, I've seen fucking 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds in bikinis and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, my shoulders were showing in one TikTok and it got taken down. I'm like, what the fuck?
I
And
remember
I got post banned.
I had
I was like pissed off.
I had this exact tank top on in the TikTok. Guess what? It got taken down for minor safety.
Hmm. Like, what is shoulders showing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No nudity, just
I don't
shoulders.
even. And then there's literal 5-year-old shaking their ass.
And TikTok is just like, oh, we're
Oh,
gonna look a different way. That could still be left up. I don't know how it is and how the system works, but definitely they have to get that fixed, because just innocent content creators are getting their videos taken down for no absolute reason, while others
yeah,
get
I've
to
seen
get
people
their
say that
not
their
safe for
account
work
is
content
deleted for
kept up.
nothing.
Back to astrology, I guess, because we kind of went off
Yeah, we got
topic.
so off topic.
um I also wanted to talk about, because like I said, there's different types of astrology, but this one is, I forgot the correct title that it's called, but it's basically like map astrology, where they show the map and you put your birth date and time, and it tells you which destinations it would be best for you to live in. So if one of your placements fall into Hawaii. You should move to Hawaii because that's where you're going to feel the best in the environment that you're going to be surrounded with. You're going to feel happiest with. However, for example, with your living situations, you don't feel comfortable in them and you feel like, oh, I wish I could move out of here. That's probably because one of your placements isn't where you are living currently. And that's why you don't feel the best. And that's just really
Yes.
cool. And just to show how many variations of astrology there is, and there's just not one. It's like crazy to think like it even could tell you where you could live and where like you could make profit out of things. And that's why I trust it, because the more you dig deeper within it, it's like
The more you find out about yourself and your
mhm,
identity. Because it's
exactly.
your soul and not like your person. It's mainly more about your soul.
And that's why I love astrology with my whole entire heart. And I wasn't following the trend since I was younger. I was like, yes, I'm a Leo and I'm proud of it. So
I used to be like that. I used to be like, hell yeah, I'm a Virgo. My mom used to like read. My mom reads horoscopes every day.
mhm,
She used to read them. Now she has like 5 Russian YouTubers, which are like witches and astrologers, and she like watches them every day. And it's kind of interesting to listen in on when I
mhm.
understand like one word of it because I don't speak Russian. And I ask my mom what it means, and then she tells me. I'm like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah. With horoscopes too, I think I don't know where the information is brought from, but daily horoscopes, it's been said that instead of reading the horoscope for your sun sign, it's better to read the horoscope for your rising sign because you could relate to it more. But I feel like you could also
Yeah,
read it for your sun sign because you
yeah,
could also
I'd
relate to your sun
say
sign.
yeah. You can obviously relate it back to any sign in your
Yeah, top three, I
birth
think.
chart, but it's best to do your top three. Yeah.
Mainly, yeah. I also wanted to talk a little bit about planet retrogrades because those could take effect on many different zodiac signs. And
And the Mercury retrograde went fucking viral on TikTok. And it was like
yeah,
really weird.
like the first time I saw it, I was like, what now? We have retrogrades? What?
Yeah, I didn't know
I was
about them,
so
and then I
scared.
did some research. I
Mm,
did some research, and then like sometimes I do have like very reliable people coming up on my For You page about
mm,
retrogrades, and I know I sometimes send them to you because sometimes it like affects you, and I'm like, okay, I
yeah.
should send that.
Like
If
last
it
year,
doesn't affect you, I'm like,
yeah. Last year, oh, the retrogrades were the worst for me. But this year, for some reason, the Mercury retrograde didn't really affect me. So I mean, I'm happy about that,
uh,
but like I think it's because it didn't affect my zodiac signs particularly. That's why I didn't really
yeah,
feel anything from it. But
I
the
don't
Venus
think
retrograde,
they really has affected me much. I'm not 100% sure, honestly, because I don't know everything and stuff like that.
but the
But I
Venus
remember once
retrograde
it
this
was,
year, oh, that
when
was
was it? Oh my god.
I think it started in late December to almost the end of January. So it like recently ended,
Because
but it
I
was
remember in one of the shadow periods, I forgot which one it was. My iPad and phone and laptop started acting up so
mhm.
much.
I hate
I
that
thought I was
because
getting
yeah, social
hacked.
media apps shut down. There was like something happening with Instagram and Facebook wasn't
No,
working
it
properly
wasn't
and like
even just that. For me, it was like your
oh
Wi-Fi
yeah.
won't work. Your
Yeah.
your laptop will decide that it won't want to turn on its Wi-Fi. Your phone
Hmm.
will kick you out
Glitch
of apps
out.
every 2 seconds. I couldn't type on my iPad for like a good 10 minutes, and it was in a lesson that I had to do work on my iPad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why planet has to go backwards. What's the point of that? Like, planet, just go forwards. Why are you doing that for?
Yeah,
You just want to be dramatic now. So fucking
exactly.
rude. So fucking rude.
You
You
just
just want
wanna make our lives harder.
but especially during these retrogrades, like there's some certain things you shouldn't do, which it's up to you if you want to do them or not. But mostly for a Mercury retrograde, you don't want to get like a new haircut or hair dye because you may not like it. You don't want to plan a trip or plan a trip like very precisely because you don't want anything to go wrong during it. And also like some people from your past come back into your life to like give you lessons, which that's up to you if you want them back into your life. But definitely if they come into your life during a retrograde, just no. Say no. Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
Or anytime when people from your past come
Mm-hmm.
into your life, say no. But I'll do the opposite for only one person.
Babe, no. I mean, at least you admit to it. So
At least I'm aware of my, I'd
decisions.
say red flag, but
Yeah. I feel like during these retrogrades,
that's
they
when
might,
it affects you the most.
yeah. And it's,
Especially if it's like a planet that like rolls over something to do with emotions or like
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So not just the moon. I don't think moon can go into retrograde actually, can it?
No, not the moon. I don't think
Oh
so.
no, the moon's a star. The moon is a star, not a planet, so no, it can't.
Oh, I thought the
Yeah, the
moon
moon
was.
and the sun is a star. No, the
And it's
moon's the
also
second
interesting
largest
how
star.
planets have their own moons. That's really cool.
Do they? Oh my god,
Yeah.
wait, they do. I forgot about them. Oh my god, no, because space is such an interesting topic.
And the fact that it's like we don't really know what's in outer space and that it just goes on and on forever. Like we're in a Milky Way. There's so many
Yeah.
like it's just we could get into
There's so
detail
many
about that
solar systems
into
that we
another
don't
episode.
know about. And obviously, in the future, we'll explore probably.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we aren't that advanced yet.
And there's like many planets that are now being found about, and there could be a
I'm
possibility
sure
that there's another Earth, which is crazy to even
oh,
think
I
about.
believe that 100%, but maybe not in this Milky Way.
Yeah.
But like, I swear to God, there is life on other planets. Obviously, there's no life on the moon because it is a star, people, not a planet.
I remember people
But one star.
talking about the conspiracy theory about the moon landing. How people thought it wasn't true. I mean, I don't know.
Obviously, it's real. I feel like it is real, but obviously, in some like news reporting agencies and whatnot, it had to have been faken because like, would a camera really work in outer space?
Like during those years, I don't think it was possible. Now, yes, it would be possible. Or
Exactly,
like in the 2000s, but
and
that was
that's
in
why they
19
have to.
something. July 20th,
I think
1969. That's why I'm saying it's not possible during those times. It doesn't make sense. Now, definitely, but like
because like it
1969.
was obviously it had to have been taken. Like the video proof of it had to have been taken back then
Yeah.
because there's no way a camera from the 1960s can work in space. There's absolutely no way. I do not believe that
It
a
had to
bit.
be filmed
Obviously,
in
it had
like
to
a
have been
filming
taken.
studio. Like, and then
Yeah,
like they said something with the flag, how the flag shouldn't be moving because there's like no air in outer space. But then that was like debunked. I don't know. I guess believe whatever the fuck you want. Like, and nothing really
this is
matters.
just really cool.
Yeah. We'll get into space another time because
Yeah.
there's just so much unusual stuff within our solar system and it's insane. I was gonna bring out my zodiac book, The Astrology of You and Me, but as you could tell,
Oh, that's such a cute title.
it is quite lengthy. And this would most definitely take 8 hours to read the whole thing. So it's a very good recommendation
Books, people,
getting
buy
into
books.
astrology.
Books make you smarter.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I just love books.
All right. It's getting pretty late for the both of us. It's
Yeah,
like
it's almost 11.
it's almost 6 p.m. for me. It's literally getting pitch dark
It's
outside.
already pitch black.
I
And
hope.
you're entering Storm Franklin. Oh, what a
From
good name.
what? What?
Yeah, we're entering yet another storm. Because Storm Eunice
Oh.
passed.
I didn't know you
And
were
now it's
saying the
going to be
name of
Storm
a storm.
Franklin.
Yeah, the wind
And then it's
here
going to
and
be Storm
everything. Oof.
Franklin. Today was really nice. Oh my god, it felt like summer.
Over here was
That's
like
what I meant.
in the
Myself.
60s, but it was probably because of
It was
global
10
warming.
degrees.
We love her. No, I'm kidding.
It was 10 degrees today when I left the house. That's it is, which was
I forgot that you guys have Celsius. We have
5 p.m.
Fahrenheit. Oh,
So that's
especially when
50 degrees Fahrenheit for you when I
Mhm.
left the house. That is. I don't
It is
understand that.
9
Right now
degrees
it's
Celsius
9.
right now. 9
Same.
degrees Celsius. I hope you guys.
It's
I hope,
raining tomorrow.
I hope you guys.
Oh, what? Hey, it's raining from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. I don't believe it will be raining through all of that time. It's Ireland. 8, not 8, 9 to 10 p.m. sunny. 11 a.m. until 3 p.m.
This,
wind.
this podcast has now turned into a weather channel.
Welcome to the Dublin forecast.
I hope you guys enjoy this astrology episode.
We got so off topic at so many points.
But
Can
I hope
you
you
tell
weren't.
astrology is really fun?
Yeah, I hope you weren't a
Like you
party
can get
pooper, and I hope maybe we could have convinced you into liking astrology. Maybe you weren't a fan of it, but maybe now you
or maybe you learn to do research and buy
Exactly.
books.
are. Reading makes you smart.
Yes. Well, depends on the books you read.
Yes, of course. All right. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
See you on to our
See
next
you next week.
episode. Bye, toodles.